Hey cats, it's Ed Running Shoe Bud here. June 2020 seems to be insane in terms of shoe releases. They're coming out the woodwork, loads of models that we're expecting perhaps a little bit later in the year are dropping early. As such, it's time for another episode of the fans' favourite running shoe, yay or nay. We got 4 shoes up for you on the yay or nay for today. Some new releases, some stuff that I didn't think was going to drop until later on this year. Some things I was really excited about. Am I still excited about them now? Well, I don't know. If you're new to the channel and you haven't done so yet, help us out to grow and expand in the World Wide Web. Hit that subscribe button and click the bell below for notifications of when we launch the new videos for you. It also helps us out if you give this video a thumbs up like and share it with your running buddies. If you've got a particular question that you want to ask me, or you just want to simply show some love for the channel, hit that super thanks button below. It really does help us out. Shoe number 1. First up today is the newly landed Adizero Adios 7 from Adidas. Boy, I was excited about this one until I saw that it was pretty much the same midsole and outsole as last year. All Adidas seem to have done here is updated the upper, and that's a bit of a recurring theme across a lot of the shoes for this year. I think the Adios 6 was a really nice price for a great ride and a very versatile shoe. But there's no major advances here, despite the fact that Adidas list on their website that this shoe has energy rods. It doesn't have those. There's some more meshy panels here in the Adios 7 and an upper which has nods to the Adios Pro original. I love the super breathable toe box in the 6, so I don't know why they've changed that up with a completely closed in mesh this time round. The 6 was absolutely on point, really breathable for warm weather. The heel area and collar match the incoming Adios Pro 3, though the suede-like reinforcements remain, so it stays as one of the beautiful ones. It does appear the changes have made for a slightly lighter shoe by about 10 grams or so. I know that quite a few people that tested this one out did have a few problems with the upper. They just found it was a little bit too narrow. Maybe the changes here will alleviate those problems. I did have to go a half size up with the Adios 6, so maybe that will also be more true to size. I think by the looks of it, it's probably going to be about the same. As I say, despite the claims on Adidas's website, there's no energy rods here, it's just that torsion system that did feature in the Adios 6. I find it gave a little bit of extra pop, a little bit of rigidity there, certainly in the midfoot, stabilising element more than anything. No major midsole or outsole changes here. As such, I still think it's a yay from me on the Adios 7. I do want to see if they've kind of fouled the shoe up or not. It was one of my favourites from last year. I really hope they haven't messed around with that upper too much like they did with the SL 20.2. That was a total travesty. Shoe 2. Another Adidas update here, which is a little bit underwhelming, I suppose. We have the Boston 11, a carbon copy cookie cutter from the Adios 7. Same approach here, and another strange anomaly on Adidas's website in the description. It does state that this one apparently has Light Strike Pro Plus. Quite clearly is the same midsole and outsole formula here. It even says Light Strike Pro on the side, so I'm not sure what's going on there. You got the Light Strike Pro and that more dense EVA version of Light Strike once again here in the Boston 11. Another upper update only here, my friends. It does look as if that upper may though be slightly lighter than the Boston 10. They reckon it's about 271 grams in the UK sample size 8.5. That's still going to equate to way over 350 grams in my UK 11. I think the last one was about 286 grams in the sample size, so there is a reasonable weight saving here, hopefully. So certainly that is going in the right direction with the Boston. It's a big issue for me. It just felt really clunky and overly dense, I suppose. It was a shoe I put aside mainly for very easy efforts, just where I wanted something sort of smooth, not really maximally cushioned, just kind of smooth and assured, I suppose. At 140, it's only a £10 increase on the previous model, which I found to be a little bit unnecessary for my rotation. As such, it's another Boston shoe with the same midsole and outsole as we had last year, and that's instantly going to put quite a few people off. It's certainly not something that I need right now whatsoever in my rotation. Positive points there, they have attempted to change the upper, perhaps make it a little more breathable, a little less present on foot, but it's a nay for the Adizero Boston 11 for me this time round. Not saying that's providing an awful lot of excitement for me, and I'm not sure that an awful lot of people really enjoyed the Boston 10 that much either. Shoe 3 is the Saucony Endorphin Speed 3. It's a fan favourite since its launch in 2020, and I see the Speed 3 staying true to that Endorphin Power Run PB vibe. A real redesign of the shoe this time round though. It does still have some of the hallmarks of the Endorphin Speed in terms of profile. There's some profiling there on the outer edge of the midsole. They really have switched it up, and I'm glad to see that they have altered the outsole rubber design. There's a new traction pattern there with some multi-directional chevrons going on. Hopefully that outsole redesign is going to improve the traction and grip in wet weather that I always felt was a little bit lacking, certainly in the Endorphin Pro and the Speed. The nylon plate in the Speed 3 was one of its most interesting aspects. It now has an S-curve apparently, which is winged to increase support. Some people did find it flexed a little bit over a few miles and it wasn't quite as rigid, but I think that's why people liked the Endorphin Speed over the Pro. It was just a little bit more forgiving. You could use it a little bit more on a daily basis. I never felt like the Speed 1 or 2 were all that squashy. Forgiving, yes, but not unstable in any way. They always felt quite an assured shoe. I will be keen to see what improvements have been made here in the Endorphin Speed 3, though it's a eye-watering 165 Earth credits for this one. Everything's going this way, isn't it? Weight seems to be going upwards as well though. What's that all about? It is somewhat higher than a few of the other models that kind of sit in that zone. I think that's perhaps why people still enjoy the Zoom Fly series. Nike seems to have kept the price a little bit lower on that. It's certainly a yay for the Saucony Endorphin Speed 3. Keen to test that one out very soon. Shoe 4, the last one up today on the yay or nay. It's the Salomon Spectre. At last, something a little different out of the box, the Salomon Spectre. Slimmer fit apparently, it's more like a race speed fit for this one. 125 Earth credits is the retail price tag, and it has some unique features, just like me. There's a special part plate fitted into the mid to forefoot, which is going to enhance propulsion, because let's face it everybody, we all need that. Certainly as I'm getting older I need a little bit more of a push. They're calling it the Energy Blade. Apparently it's been enhanced with the power generated by a Griezmann penalty. A curved design here in the forefoot, and certainly a shoe to show some innovation and intention. Salomon really been changing up their running lineup, certainly for the road-based shoes recently, and I'm really pleased to see that. They do some really durable stuff, you know. People love some of the Salomon shoes for trail racing, and this is certainly making for a slightly softer road shoe for some pace work. Classic contra grip on the outsole makes for an interesting alternative to the typical contenders. Though I was a little bit disappointed to see a weight of 280 grams in the sample size, which means it's going to be way up there in terms of the weight for my size, the UK 11 or 11.5. 6mm drop here, and continued use of an EVA based midsole material, certainly going to put a few people off. Although you're only looking 125 Earth credits though, so it could be worth a spin. Not sure there's a massive demand for info on this one. Perhaps if you've tried the Spectre out, let me know down in the comments. It might change my mind, because I'm going to say a nay for the Salomon Spectre, at least for the time being. I am really pleased to see that Salomon are switching things up and trying some new things. It's really important to be doing that. That's all 4 shoes in today's yay or nay. Let me know your thoughts and opinions on these down in the comments. Musical interlude time for you. I can't believe this one was released 11 years ago. I literally remember the day it came out because I picked it up straight away. Neil Young and the International Harvesters, a treasure. Mainly country-based material on this one, aside from the very last track, which is the best tune on the whole album. It's probably one of the best tunes that Neil Young's ever done, I think. There's a track on here called Grey Riders, which is just pure Neil Young, soaring electric guitar solos, distortion, messy, overdriven fuzz. It's just this crunching riff that he plays throughout the track. And when he launches into the solos, it really feels like you're being propelled forwards, like you're driving in Neil Young's wagon and he suddenly put his foot down and you're wondering whether you're going to end up in the river. I've no idea what the track's all about. It's a very strange sort of tune, but the overall feel that you get, especially considering it's a live recording as well, is just fantastic. Some real energy there, atmosphere around all of the instruments. Some live recordings, especially for rock and roll based material, are the best ones that you can get, and that certainly is the case here with Grey Riders from Neil Young and the International Harvesters. It's one of those rare kind of packages as well where you get a Blu-ray disc with loads of additional material as well. I really wish that we get more stuff like this these days. Go and check it out, people. Thanks for tuning in, it's always appreciated. I'm going to sign off now and wait by the door for some more interesting things to arrive. Hit that subscribe button and click the bell below for notifications. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, like, and also share it with your running buddies. My name's EDDBUD, and I'll be seeing you